The Blue Coconut Family on YouTube. Proudly sponsored by Sparkgate.
Hello everybody, Skotty back in Voltz. Yeah, everybody's been looking forward to this episode. We are doing the explosives. So I know I've done a couple of tutorials before. I have done the missiles and how to launch missiles and how to, fire as an attack. I've done defense systems on how to protect yourself if someone launches a missile against you. I've also done the little extra parts of ICBM, like the rail guns and things like that. But I haven't explained what the explosives are. That's what I'm going to do in this episode. So this is a really good one, so make sure you guys watch it thoroughly, enjoy it, subscribe and show your friends. And, well, like it on Facebook and all that sort of thing, because this is going to be a corker of an episode, because you're going to be seeing massive explosions and everything. So once again, we got the derpy sheep, who are everywhere. And I'm going to use them in my... Well, I'm going to use them as my test subjects. So, thank you, sheep, for volunteering. Right, okay. So, first of all, we have... the original, let me find it, there you go. TNT is the one you get in vanilla Minecraft, and of course we all know how to make it. It is sand and gunpowder, or apparently in Voltz you can make it with gunpowder and 1 redstone. Fair enough, that's, I'm not arguing with that, it's quite cool if you don't have enough sand. I always found it was the other way around, which was the difficult one, you couldn't get enough gunpowder. But yeah, let's have a quick look at that explosion. So let me just put that down. Launch. So this is vanilla TNT. Very nice, and it's got the classic boom sound. Now let's move on to the mod. So we got condensed explosives, which is 2 TNT and a redstone right in the middle. That gives you 3, so it's very efficient and very cheap. So let's put this down over here. Now, one key thing about this one is it automatically detonates as soon as you spark it up. So you're going to have to use some redstone or some sort of ingenious system. And like I showed you in the last one, we have the remote triggering. Very nice. So, right click, boom. So it's a small explosion in the TNT, and you can see the massive difference in holes. But that is mainly used as a primer, because remember, that's the only explosive you can use with a remote detonator. So you can have that next to any other explosive in the mod, or even just normal TNT, and it will cause the explosion of the other one. So it's used mainly as a primer. Now we've got the shrapnel explosive, which is 8 arrows and a repulsive explosive. I'll go through how you make the repulsive explosive in just a second. So this is what this does. Now it causes no land damage at all. Creates a little bit of lag and shoots out flaming arrows everywhere. It's very cool. Now we've got the incendiary explosive, which, as you can kind of guess, sets everything on fire. But this is made by sulfur. So 7 sulfur, 1 lava, and 1 repulsive. I'll talk about repulsive in just a second. So it's like this puppy on fire, and it shoots out a nice little animation of fire coming out the top like a little candle. And it sets everything on fire. Look at that. Ha 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 ha. Everything's on fire. This is the kind of thing you guys want to see. This is awesome. Explosives and everything. Now we come to the chemical grenade. Or the chemical explosive, shall I say. So, this is created by 8 poison powder and 1 repulsive explosive. I'll come to repulsive in just a second. So I'm going to put this next to a animal just to show you the effects. So if I put that there, I'm going to back away because it's not very nice. Because there's no land damage, but it causes anybody within a radius to get poisoned by blindness, sickness, and nausea. And it is horrific if you are within that radius, because it causes damage horrifically. Look at those. Cool. And the sheep are dead. Now we come to the anvil explosive, which is 1 anvil and 8 shrapnel explosives. So this is a little more expensive, but you do get 10 of them. So let's do this, and this is an instant kill. I must say, this is a beautiful instant kill one. Absolutely beautiful. I think that one must have... he luckily escaped that. You're lucky, Mr. Sheep. You're lucky. But yeah, if that hits you, you're instantly dead. And I've tested that a few times. Here we come to repulsive missile. I said missile. Wow, repulsive explosive. I said I would come back to this one. So repulsive. It is 2 condensed explosives on top of each other. Now that is very important, but they go on top of each other. Let me show you what this does. I'm going to stand next to this. I didn't jump back at all. It pushes you back horrifically. So let me just put that next to this flock of sheep up here. And let me show you the effects. So it really does kick them. Now we come to the final one, the attractive explosive. Those are 2 condensed next to each other, and these are the attractive and repulsive are twins, should we say? So the repulsive kicks you away, the attractive drags you towards it. So this can be used as like a devious trap to drag you into something, and then it explodes. So very, very sneaky. So I'm going to stand a little bit further away, like here, and watch it suck me in. Like that. So it didn't suck me far, 3 blocks, but I'm pretty sure if like you're above it and it went off, was that an Enderman? Oh, it is an Enderman. Look at that. Hello. Hello, Mr. Enderman. Hello. I'll release your friends later when I come to tier 3. Right then, so that's tier 1. Let me just talk you through what the tiers mean. So if I go into the page of ICBM, you can see there's green, red, and blue. Ignore the black. Well, these 2 black ones. Ignore those for just a second, because they are slightly different. But there are 3 tiers. Green, red, and blue. Like green, red, and blue. Green, red, blue. So these are just like the missiles, and they're just like the launchers. It represents on how powerful or how destructive or how expensive they are. So of course, the higher up the tiers, more expensive it gets. But the higher up your tiers, the more explosive, the more destructive, and the more awesome they get to the final one, which is the climax of this episode, I'm pretty sure. So let's put all these tier 1s back. So often tier 1s are used in later of tier 2, and you'll see why in just a second. So let's stick some of these into our thing. Breaching, rejuvenation, thermobaric. Roger that. Okay. This is a fragmentation explosive. This is used by 1 incendiary and 4 shrapnel. So this is slightly more powerful than this incendiary. So let me just put the incendiary down in the same place. This was the right one. Yes, fragmentation. So this is like the shrapnel, and it is pretty nasty, this one. So let's watch this. It creates explosive arrows. So that is pretty devastating. Look at that. It's even burrowed its way into like a small little crevice down here. So now we come to the contagious, which is a step up from the chemical grenade. So contagious is 4 chemical grenades and 1 rotten flesh. Now this causes more danger, and it is a lot more potent, and it lasts longer, the effect. So let me just put that down, and I'll stand next to it. I think it also causes, actually no, I don't know if it does. There you go. So it causes weakness, virus, blindness, and hunger. So this is horrific. And some of those, well, virus lasts 32, like 40 seconds. So this is that's pretty nasty, that one. That is a pretty nasty one to have go off next to you. We come to the Sonic, which is quite a cool, nice little one. So if we stick that down here, launch, back away, and okay, everybody, I'm back, and well, as you can see, that the Sonic crashes your game. So do not use the Sonic explosive. It is bugged, and it will crash your game. Doesn't matter how powerful your computer is. So to give you a quick lowdown, I've got a NVIDIA 560 Ti graphics card. I've got an 8-core processor running at 4 gigahertz, sorry, and I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM. My game still crashed. So it is a bugged thing, and so don't use it. I've just noticed there's water down here. That's quite cool. So yeah, don't use the Sonic. Now we come to a breaching explosive, which is probably, I would say, my most favourite. So this is used for getting into a building, and this is a little trick to it. So this is comprised of 6 gunpowder and 3 condensed explosives in that fashion. Now this is where it comes quite fun. Now if you place it on the ground, so you place it in the ground, so imagine that's a wall. You can place it on top, I just put it in. Then if you look down on it as you light it, it fires downwards like that, and I've gone straight through a coal deposit on that one. But for example, let me say you are breaching through this wall here. If you look from the side, it goes through a long tunnel. So it's a nice little thing. Now I'm not too sure if it does do diagonal, I'm not too sure, let me just find out. I think it depends on what corner. Yeah, it depends on what face you light it on. So, for example, if you pull it there, and if you lit it from the side, but you face downwards, oh no, it does just go sideways. So yeah, it depends on which way you are facing towards it, which way it goes. So it's a very nice little one. Rejuvenation. Now this is a little bit more expensive. Well, a little bit more expensive. This is fucking stupid. Sorry about that. I just think it's very stupid expensive. So it requires 1 diamond block, 4 blocks of iron, and 4 clocks. I'm sorry, that's stupid. But it does do something really cool. So see this terrain here? I place this down, light it, and it brings the chunk back. Wanna watch it again? So it brings the chunk. Only the chunk. Okay? So it's a 16 by 16 area. It brings back. And yeah, that's about it actually. It only brings back a chunk. But it's very cool. People use these to mine diamonds again. So, for example, if they mine diamonds, they put one of the. So if they find a massive deposit of diamonds, they put that down, launch it, and they get all their diamonds back. And you get all the thing back. So if I put another breaching explosive here, see, more coal. I've just got double the amount of coal, but I have wasted 9 diamonds doing it. Okay, so that's the stupidly expensive one, which you've got to have at least 1 in every mod, don't you? So we come to the last one in the red tier, the thermo barrack. This is pretty horrific, I'm not going to lie. Let me put this down here. This is comprised of 4 incendiary, 4 chemical, and 1 repulsive, so you can already see where this is going. This side up, we know. Did you get that? Yeah, pretty horrific, don't you think? Okay, so let me launch a couple of these down. Yep, there you go. So we've got a little platform left. So those are the red tier. Very nice. So remember, don't use the Sonic one, it crashes your game. So we come to the blue tier. So we have the nuclear explosive, the EMP explosive, the exothermic explosive, the endothermic explosive, the anti-gravitational, the endo explosive, the hypersonic explosive, the antimatter explosive, and then I'll come back to the red matter explosive in just a second. So, the nuclear explosive, quite simple. It's made, but let me just set back to time. Okay, it is made by 8 uranium and 1 thermobaric. Uranium is created inside one of those centrifuge things, which are stupidly complex. Yeah, those are made via a nuclear thingy. Pretty cool. But yeah, it has the same sound as the industrial craft nuke, or the alarm. And has a nice little particle effect of smoke and a mushroom cloud. How cool is that? But there is no, remember, there is no land thing, but I'm pretty sure this is now irradiated. So let me just go into this. Oh, no, I'm fine. There's a bit of lag though. So yeah, that's the nuclear. Now we come to the EMP, which is created by... Jesus! There we go, now it's caught up. Okay, so it does cause land damage and it does obliterate everything. So I'm guessing it must take a while, so it has like a little cooldown effect. Now, let me talk about a couple of things here, because I knew that did something else. So you may see these new blocks. These are radioactive blocks. Let me just put that there and let me get one of these. This is radioactive material, and these are absolutely horrific. They give you radiation free, which is horrible. It is absolutely disgusting. It chucks out... Oh yeah, and also radiation blocks, when they turn back, they turn into mycelium, which then spreads. Pretty disgusting. It causes cobblestone. It burns trees. It absolutely is horrific. So these are nice. This is a nice one to stick under your friend's base. Yeah. So that's pretty horrific. Now let's go into the EMP device. So EMP. This is created by 4 redstone, 4 batteries, and 1 repulsive explosive. Now I can't fully show you what this does, but I'll be able to tell you. I'll show you the explosive and tell you exactly what it does. As this goes down, it goes and then launches. Okay, everybody, I'm back for the 3rd time. Now that's the EMP. Sorry, the EMP explosive, which for some reason just doesn't like the game. So that's another one which you cannot use. The exothermic. Now this is a very special one. We have to do this at dusk. For some reason, I don't know why. You have to launch this at dusk. Have to. Won't work any other time. This is pretty nasty. I'll show you the recipe right after it's done. Oh. No? Hang on. 30 seconds. Let me try midday, because this is a dodge one. This doesn't like to me work. So that's what happens when you haven't got it quite right set up. Let's try midday. That might do it. There we go. So that's launched at midday, and you know it works when you see blocks flying up in the air like that. Turns instant midnight. Flashing, and it causes absolute mayhem and causes lava everywhere and fire and horribleness and nasty, and it turns at night for a split second, and there's fire and there's netherrack and then there's lava and it's nasty. So that is created, this horrible thing, this is created by 8 incendiary explosives and 1 glass. Not that bad. Now the endothermic. Now we have to go to midnight. I'm going to place this down in the exact same position. There you go. And it's all just set itself on fire. So if the exothermic does that, then the endothermic, if any of you did science, knows that it stores heat. I think that's the correct method. see by my screen, it causes you to get a little bit ill. You get frostbite and you get nastiness. Right, so what we've done here is frostbite causes you to zoom in. You go, if I was to walk, I can't walk. That is me going at full space. You can't run. So it's still lava under there, which is quite funny actually. Lava under ice. So yeah, it causes ice everywhere and water, and it is not nice. It's really cold, and is generally not a nice one either. So those are those ones. Anti-gravitational. I'm going to go over to here. So this area is still very heavily radiated. So let me just go back to midday for this one. Midday, Kachika. Right. Anti-gravitational. I'm going to ride this one up actually. So how this is I'll do that in just a second. I'll show you what it does. Right, okay, I'm back for the 4th time now. So that is the anti-gravitational, and it does not work. It crashes your game again. Ender explosive then. So if you're wondering if you could make it working, that is created by Ender Eyes. 8 Ender Eyes around a repulsive. And what it does, it causes all the blocks to go to the highest point possible and you to float up there well with them. Ender explosive then. I'm going to stand well back from this. Okay, you're watching it? Okay. So can you see the sheep getting sucked in? And then disappearing? Well, what this does, it drags you into a center point and creates flying enderman apparently. But yeah, no, what that does, it drags you into center point. If you go to that center point, you'll be automatically teleported to the end. No matter what, you'll be in the end. And it is nasty in there. And then it shoots out a ton of endermen everywhere. So that's not very nice at all. Ender explosive then. It is created, so you'd have to have gone to the end, so there will be a portal back. It's created by 6 endstone, 2 ender pearls, and an attractive explosive. So that is nice. Hypersonic, I'm a bit worried to do this, so I think it might crash. But I'm going to try anyway. If it does, then we've only got 2 more. Actually, I'm just going to launch these last 2. So antimatter then. So no, I'm not going to do the hypersonic because it crashed the last one. But hypersonic is created by, it's created by 5 sonics, so I'm guessing that will crash. But the antimatter explosive then is created by 1 nuclear explosive and 8 antimatter 1 gram. Very important. Go back to my old video to check up on how you make antimatter. So if that is what happens to a nuclear, then this is pretty nasty. Keep an eye on the ground, guys. Keep an eye on the ground. You can still hear it. There we go. You can hear it so it creates a nice explosion and a beautiful, absolutely beautiful little, nice little hole. So it's a great way of showing you all the ores in the world, but I'm pretty sure if you've got that explosive, you don't need to know where all the ores are in the world. So it's pretty nasty. Roger that then, we come to our final one. I'm very sorry. Now remember, this last one is the most coolest, the most baddest, and the most awesome explosive you'll ever see in your entire life. This is a red matter explosive. I'm going to go over to this plains biome to show you properly what it does, and I'm praying it doesn't crash. Okay guys, sheep, you are my test subjects. Keep an eye on this explosive for me. Hey guys, hold this for me. And you launch it, and and then the magic happens. It does crash. That is so bad. Oh, that's horrible. Right then guys, so that was the red matter and the explosives. I'm afraid most of them did crash, but the ones that didn't were really cool. I'm really sorry that the red matter one did crash the game. I'll try and see if I can fix that and do another remake of this video in the future, like an update one, but I don't think they'll fix that. This, and just a little heads up for you guys saying that, you know, you were using your own mod pack, that sort of thing. I was in fact using the official version of Voltz, as you can see there. So this isn't even modded at all, this is a fresh copy. So it's the official version of a mod which is broken. So I'm really sorry about it, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of thing. And tell me if you would like to see these videos in the future, because these are very, very cool, and I do love the mods which are in Voltz. And yeah, if you guys got any ideas for, you know, any mods I can do, please, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time when I do one of these videos. Alright then, guys, see you soon.